What can you do when two shield operators are backing you down and you're the only one left on your team?
Them big metal boys trying to roll, push them back in towards Bakery. Now the Blitz has to play it cautiously. They both
On March 12th, 2024, Ubisoft released an update completely reworking shields in Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, they were broken. Many months later, another update was released where Blackbeard received a rework, who went from being possibly the worst operator in the game to now having the ability to do anything he wants. Along with this update, every shield operator was also given changes, the most important one being a melee from a shield no longer does damage. Instead, it only knocks a player down to the ground. You could say shields are not as strong as they were before, but professional teams have showcased exactly why those nerfs haven't affected much. If we take a look at the meta now, shields are mainly the ones completely dominating. Join me as I break down many different rounds where pro teams include one of these three shield operators into their strategies, while they put on a show of creativity to outsmart their opponents. FaZe opened up with defending kitchen, cooking, and service. They go for an extension horizontally across the entire first floor, which includes them setting up at the bottom of White Stairs, VIP, and also Bakery. Over at bottom white, they reinforce these two outside walls, and doing this will force SSG to either burn a hard breach to gain another point of entry, or take gunfights from the single door, which is pretty choked up. FaZe also opens up footholds across the freezer wall, setting themselves up with a really good angle into bottom white, and right next to these holes is they rotate on the right side, which is mainly so their VIP player KDS isn't just trapped in a box with only one way back to the bomb site. SSG begin their attack, bringing along two shields with Monty and Blitz, and they're setting up on the VIP side of the map. As they're moving in, Cyber takes out Fultz with a C4 outside of Small Bake. Then J9O quickly evens out the man count by finding Souls overstepping inside of Bakery. Now, the rest of SSG have been joining out the other side of the map and find KDS all alone inside of VIP, so they gather a plan to move in off this information. Remember the footholds FaZe open up on the freezer wall? Once again, this provides a really good angle into bottom white, and because SSG's plan here is to collapse on VIP, these footholds are a big threat when doing that. So their solution is to block any line of sight FaZe has through them with a singular smoke grenade, allowing Forrest on Monty to then sprint directly towards KDS. While this is happening, Ashen throws another smoke inside of Dining Room to block any long angles from FaZe. Now with Dining Room being smoked off, Ashen would jump through the window on Blitz and also sprint directly towards KDS. With everything all set up, they're good to move in.
J9O does find Souls in response, but you obviously lose the ROU roll, you lose the sense wall, and you probably lose your A plan. So, getting Vidiking out of Wedding, giving him a quick divorce with life itself, but Fultz drifts his way either side of a shield, a sandwich nobody wants to be inside of.
Because of this pick, SSG are able to take control of the whole west side of the map, and with this space they can start to set up for their execute onto the bomb site. Ashen slowly walks to the reception door, trying to keep quiet to not fumble the element of surprise. That is when he breaches the barricade just to find out nobody is there. He does this to clear Kochek, which is a big threat to Forrest, who in just a second will push on a site while Ashen continues to hold his back. In coordination with this is J9O outside of Freezer. From here, he will attempt to make his way through the Freezer rotate to collapse on FaZe from more than one angle.
Might be trying to go for a bit of a plan, but there is still enough presence on the side for the side
Right on the red stairs, there it is, Cyber laying in wait. They're trying to break their way in towards the site. They're up and then down, but a 2 versus 2 and a 2 versus 1. Ashen, he's able to make it work. They open with 2 shields.
A lot of fights just happened. While Handy is posted on site, he throws a smoke canister at the kitchen door to cover his back, which then enables him to hold the freezer footholds. When SSG calls to push in, he is able to take out J9O through those footholds, but Forrest pushes through the smoke and catches Handy completely off guard and trades that pick. Now, Benja on the flank quickly gets shut down by Cyber, and as Cyber is falling back, he comes face to face with a Blitz, and that's probably the last operator you want to see in that situation. Vidiking is now left in a 1v2 against 2 shields. Initially, Forrest goes for a plant, while Ashen covers him from the kitchen double door. But the issue with that is Ashen only has a pistol in his hands, which he obviously can't do much with. So they instead coordinate together to walk down Vidiking using the shields to their best advantage.
Plan B is pretty brilliant, but look at the health. They still have to plant. They have a minute. What do? Opt for the 2 versus 1 fight. Just try and get themselves closer and closer. Well, they're going to hold the cover, going to hold the plant, going to hold the awareness. No, they don't feel comfortable. Monty, he's taking most of the attention. Here they come. Them big metal boys trying to roll, push them back in towards Bakery. Now the Blitz has to play it cautiously. They both brilliantly played, and we said NA and SSG love a shield game.
The next round we're getting into is Raza Company versus Unwanted, and Unwanted is one of the best shield teams in Pro League, so they've got a lot of good strats prepared. Raza Company are holding the offsite on Nighthaven Labs, storage, and control room. On the side of Unwanted, they lock in Blackbeard and Monty this round and showcase how to perfectly utilize them. First, Raza Company has only one person anchoring on site while the other 4 players are set up on the 2nd floor. The solo site anchor here is Basetto on Lesion, and Lesion is by far the strongest trap operator in the game, as well as a really good counter to shields. By spamming traps all around the bomb site, this lowers Unwanted's chances of just simply rushing into him with the shields. If they were to rush and get hit by a trap, they will then have to make themselves vulnerable in order to remove it. Now, the other 4 players are playing from above, opening vertical angles all around the bomb site. This leaves Unwanted with little to no option but to clear the top floor first, so they move in to do just that. See, what makes Monty so strong is being able to extend his shield, which covers his entire body, making it impossible to do damage unless you're at a different angle that isn't in front of him. Hot and Cold walks up the warehouse stairs with the shield extended, acting as a drone, just feeding information to his team. Purely off of this information, Adam gets all the way up to the top warehouse door and is only looking to make noise to draw a little bit of attention towards him. Right outside of the top warehouse window is Spirits on Blackbeard. From here, he would jump through the window using Hot and Cold and Adam as a distraction to potentially catch someone off guard.
It could certainly be. He's just dropped back to storage actually, which might just give him a little bit of freedom, but as Hot and Cold gets aggressive up onto the catwalk, Atom's going to join from the other side, and Flastry's in a dangerous position here. Spirits manages to take down Perez. Flastry has no option but to run away.
Spirits is able to take out Perez, but after this he takes even more space and throws a grenade from behind his shield, forcing Flastry to give up that map control. While all of this was happening, Gavin has slowly pushed through the IT breach all the way up to the point of taking out SEK inside of server, making it a 5v3. Now when you're down numbers like this, the best thing you can do is quickly find a gunfight that's in your favor. That is exactly what Flastry attempts to do next. He throws an Azami barrier to block Adam's angle from the warehouse door, then proceeds to swing the warehouse stairs with his gun up.
A little bit of momentum. Much better. 3-4 players involved in this push and they are punishing Raza Company Academy. It doesn't matter what they do.
Okay, that's crazy unlucky timing for him with everything that just happened. As he goes to swing, Spear jumps off of rafters just out of Flastry's line of sight. Gavin then takes out Flastry only because Alive inside of server wasn't able to hold his cross in time right here, but he does immediately get the trade on Gavin. Unwanted has now cleared almost everyone that was holding the vertical hose, so they can easily walk into the site with both shields and there's nothing around to stop them.
Live gets one back onto Gaveni, but the damage is done, Tim. He's found 2 in the round. Hot and Cold with a Goomine in his foot will go down here, but that's what I'm talking about. More trade play. Spirits capitalizing off his teammates' aggression, and now Live is all alone.
Get that diffuser down. That's your next key. Live is trying to get anything going that he can. It's Atom.
That is the true power of shields right there. Hot and Cold unextends on Monty, threatening an ADS or melee at any given moment. All the while, Spirits on Blackbeard is coordinating with him to pinch Basetto, giving them the highest chances at closing the round out. Now that we've seen how teams slow it down and move off information, what exactly happens when they rush with the shields? At the time of recording this video, Reload Rio just went live, so we get to see some Siege X gameplay with this next round. Fear X opens up on Chalet with the downstairs bomb site, snowmobile, and wine. CAJ looked to make things happen very quickly. If we take a look at their lineup, they've got Sharip on Blitz, and the entire design point of Blitz is him primarily being a rush-heavy operator. We've seen SSG use him in a slow and methodical way, but CAG goes about it completely differently. The attack starts, and immediately, 4 players on CAG position themselves at the main wall outside of Snowmobile. From here, Arcaleon Thermite places his Heart Breach on the wall, and without wasting much time, he sets it off. The heart of the play CIG would do here is Shareep on Blitz, where he full sprints through the wall the second the Thermite goes off, creating a large amount of space by stuffing a shield right into FearX's faces. As for everyone else, they go to follow right behind him, staying prepared for any trade or gunfight.
Matters the most.
I think they're just going to go.
And those bullets as well. So I think it's 2 each. 2 bullets have been...
This is you. This is the part where you talk.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, we'll see, because Boogeyman might be able to find a pick, expecting others to follow behind the blitz. Indeed, that's what happens. Blackgray completely caught unaware, but a good trade from Anaton. Indeed, now 3 versus 2, but Anaton going for the plant. Shareep needs to keep that shield up, and he cannot. Tries to push forward, eventually loses his life. Anaton's got a couple of picks, but he needs at least 1 more, and Rin.
That is a great entry out of Shareep, and he continues to push in, looking to distract FearX long enough for Anaton to eventually get the plant down. Many fights later, it gets to a 1v1 where Memphi is left injured, and because it's a 1v1 with the plant down, it pretty much turns into a 2v1 in favor of Anaton, as FearX now has to push directly into him. But Anaton has a play of mind, so he instead brings the fight straight to them.
1 more, and Rin is the only one standing on that Allah 1 versus 1, as close as CAG have been to winning a round that we've seen so far, and on the board, finally, Cyclops have done it.
At this point, Anaton knows a revive is likely to happen, and he could have just sat back and held the diffuser, but that option has the least chance of success in this situation. It's either take a 1v1 before there's a revive, or be stuck in a 1v2, and here he finds the better one by catching Rin still in the revive animation. I've done many more breakdowns on his channel, and if you want to see exactly how a team of unsigned players performs in the biggest Siege tournament, check out this video on the screen next.